So Bonnie, we were referred to come and see you by Susie Williford over at the NKBA, who mentioned the amazing work that yourselves, HBI, do. Tell me a bit about the benefits that you give and the opportunities that you give to the young people.
Excellent question. Some of the benefits that we offer is an occasional transitional services to where apprenticeships are plentiful. We can also offer assistance getting driver's license, diplomas, and everything that a student will need to succeed on the outside in that work environment.
Fabulous. And in the UK market, Bonnie, there's a big conversation in the trades at the moment about this skills gap crisis. How's that in the US?
The same. It's a struggling creature. A lot of our seasoned workers they're leaving the trade. They're retiring out. So we are lucky because most of our instructors, in fact, all of them have at least 5 years experience in the trades. They've done it. They know how to do it. So they are the masters teaching the new group coming in. So that's the only pathway that we know is utilize that experience and bring it to the youth.
Brilliant. So we were saying that the demographic that you work with is traditionally between the ages of 16 and 24. So just take us through like a how-to, a journey of what you would do for one of those individuals.
Excellent. So the journey will start with coming into the program. It is a completely volunteer program, so we already know the student is interested in a career, regardless of whether or not it's in construction. They decide that once they come into the program. From that point on, if they decide they want to come to HBI, they're going to choose their trade. So it could be anywhere from electrical to plumbing. They'll test it for a couple of days. Once they choose the trade, they come into the program. It's about a 2-year program. You can finish it a little bit sooner if you're a little bit more advanced than others. We can also specialize if you're more interested in pulling, doing, let's say, security systems and things like that. We can specialize in that. So once that is complete, it is a part of our contract with the programs that we supply employment services. So that's my job, is I will do the development piece on the apprenticeship, get involved, let them know what our students are learning, and then introduce the student with that developed apprenticeship pathway. And then they go off to work.
So Bonnie, in the UK we have set standards for apprenticeships, like the Level 2 fitted furniture apprenticeship, for example. How does that differ? Who writes the standards here?
The Department of Labor is going to set the standards for a registered apprenticeship in the United States. So they're the ones who are going to tell us if our curriculum matches those standards and whether or not, what that looks like per trade. So each standard is going to be different per trade.
You work with these young people. What do you guys actually do? What do you offer on a day-to-day to upskill these young people?
There's actually one of the biggest upskills that we have is going to be the soft skill piece, the employability piece. It's an important component. We can teach trade all day long, but if a student doesn't show up to work on time, they're never going to keep that employment, no matter how great they are. So that's one of the upskill. I consider it an upskill for sure. The rest of it is going to be curriculum-based. Our curriculum is hands-on. We're 80% hands-on, and it's graded by competency versus a testing standard. So once they get into that apprenticeship that we've developed for them, it's going to be that same on-the-job training as well as a little bit of that book work. So the upskill is going to happen based on each individual student, where they want to go. They're going to be upskilled within those specialty trades. As they learn more about the process, learn more about what's available, they'll choose that upskill piece.
So you're saying it's the practical side, the curricular side, and also what I would define as life skills as well.
Absolutely. Life skills is the largest piece of that.
Yeah.
It is 100%. We've got a lot of great students who are very skilled, but maybe their communication is lacking, and that's really what we want to make sure we give the full final package to the apprenticeship so everybody is succeeding.
Bonnie, in the UK, we try and attract apprenticeships to trades from outside of the industry. We find that quite a difficult task, and in the conversations that we've had today, you described the Institute as a feeder. What does that mean, and how do you do it differently?
Well, that's a very good question. Being that it's a volunteer program, we come in and we wet the whistle. We start them on that basic program, and then after that, we are based as a feeder program into the Department of Labor's registered apprenticeship programs. So we've given them the basic skills. We feed them into that career pathway where they're going to finish off, become master's foremen. That's the end goal.
Bonnie, thank you for that. That's been really insightful and informative. It's good to see how things are done slightly differently here. I think the thing that impressed me the most is, rather than it just being the trade side, the practical side, what you actually want to do is develop these young people as people. I think that's absolutely great. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.